Now we can start.
Okay, hello and good afternoon and welcome to everyone. Once again, R&D Cell has organized another webinar, Machine Learning and its Applications. The main objective of today's webinar is to present a brief overview about the machine learning and its various applications. So once again, welcome to everyone. Now moving towards speaker's profile, Mr. Jyotirmay Chatterjee, currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Information Technology at Lord Buddha Education Foundation, Asia Pacific University of Innovation and Technology, Kathmandu, Nepal. Earlier, he has worked as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering at GT Rangta College of Engineering and Technology, Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekanand Technology University, Bhilai, India. He is the Young Ambassador of Scientific Research Group of Egypt for 2020 and 2021. He has been selected as top 1% peer reviewer in the computer science on Publon's Global Reviewer Database 2019, powered by Bev Science Group and also serving in the Publon's academic mentor. He has received his master's in technology in computer science and engineering from Kalinga University. So without wasting any time, let's welcome our very young and energetic speaker, Mr. Jyotirmay Chatterjee. So welcome to you, sir. And the floor is open for you. So before going to start this program, for all the attendees, if you have any queries, please do write on us in the chat box, or you raise your hands. We will open your mic, then you can speak and you directly ask to questions our speaker. So thank you very much. And now, Jyotirmay sir, floor is for you. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the warm welcome. Now, let me start with today's discussion. Today's main discussion is related to introduction to machine learning with its various applications. So my profile has already been briefed, so I'm not going to waste time over there. Let's quickly start with the brief introduction. So while talking about the machine learning, the understanding for this is we want the machine to act and like how humans are generally behaving. It is the concept of ability of a machine to improve its own performance through the use of software that employs artificial intelligence. That means based on our human natural intelligence, we are trying to train the machines in such a way that it is going to mimic the ways which human generally does. So whatever our general natural capability of thinking and doing activities, we are trying to make the machines act according to based on the repetition and experience whatever they are receiving. So while talking about the machine learning, it helps in building the machines exhibiting intelligent behavior. Like human beings are developing the thing, humans are God's finest creation, right? So based on our understanding, based on how our brain is performing, how our brain is taking decision based on the scenario, based on the understanding what we are having from our knowledge space, in that way we are trying so the machine should behave accordingly. So while talking about this, apart from artificial intelligence, it is used in multiple areas. Now, this particular artificial intelligence concept, lots of areas are there. In any area you are going to see nowadays, AI is somehow getting involved, whether it is your automatic speech recognition, the methodology, Alexa, right, or your Siri is using. These are all actually some version and some part of the artificial intelligence. Now, while talking about the artificial intelligence, it is more the machine learning concepts are much more relevant to that of data mining as per my understanding than that of artificial intelligence, because whatever methodologies machine learning is having, all the methodologies are going to be used similarly in terms of the data mining concepts. So while talking about the machine learning, it is actually the methodology of efficient programming computers to optimize their performance based on the past experience or whatever training we are providing to the system. Like for example, there is no need to learn to calculate payroll. You give the formula, you put the data, you give the formula, system is behaving accordingly. This system is behaving according to the thing. Like for example, human expertise does not need while navigating any satellite to Mars, right? Because the systems are intelligent and trained with lots of historic and past data. From that they can easily calculate the things. They're getting trained, right? Humans are unable to explain their expertise. Like for example, speech recognition. Nowadays the fingerprint recognition, speech recognition, handwriting recognition, these all things are done with the help of computers, and the computer using the methodology known as artificial intelligence. We are training the system with lots of data, and based on the training what we have provided, and based on the repetition, whatever algorithms we are going to use, systems are behaving accordingly. So every time, maybe at first time training the system, you are not getting the data. You are going to train multiple times, maybe 3 4 5 times. After that, the performance is getting enhanced. Every time this scenario is going to be repeated, like cluster head selection in a wireless sensor network. So we are again going to use the methodologies of artificial intelligence, right, to perform that activity also. So if I talk about this artificial intelligence, we are every day somehow using this methodology in any form, whether it is speech recognition, whether it is fingerprint sensing, whether it is biometric application. So every day definitely we are using the methodologies of artificial intelligence. Now, the learning of general models from a data of particular examples, it is the again part of artificial intelligence. Like data is available, but finding knowledge out of the data, it is very difficult. Knowledge is expensive and scarce. We are having too much data nowadays. Your Twitter, Facebook, everybody is generating in 24 hours time lots of data they are generating, but still we are not able to properly find out the knowledge or the main understanding what the data is presenting. Like the methodologies are, we are only keeping the data, only storing the data, it will not generate any knowledge. We have to make the data speak. If you are going to place some data, if you are going to store some data in the form of table, in the form of rows and columns, automatically it cannot present any value unless and until you are applying some methodology, so that data is going to tell you the thing. Like customer transaction or customer behavior of saving, behavior in terms of purchasing, right? So building a model that is good and useful appropriation of data, that is fine, but the training must be provided in such a way that every time system is going to automatically train on the data whatever you are providing to the system. Every time it is refining its understanding to find out the informations. Now, this machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence, right? Is a scientific discipline which is concerned with the design and development of efficient algorithms for doing various kind of complex tasks. So computer system in general called as expert system, which is the part taking considered in taking business decision like a human expert. So here two kind of things are there while we are talking about a expert system. When one is the knowledge base and another one is the inference engine. So while talking about the knowledge base, it is actually the database where all the informations are getting stored, and the inference engine is actually predicting a probability, right? It is actually predicting prediction chances. Like it is just going to behave like a small baby. Whatever he is getting, whatever obstacle, whatever kind of thing he is behaving in the environment, based on that, every time he is understanding the things. So every time he tries to wake up, every time he is going to fall down, he is trying to get himself up, and based on that he is actually training himself, like what is the thing he has to do once he fall down. So this kind of understanding we are trying to do with the machines. So while talking about the artificial intelligence methodology, it is actually using the logics. Sometimes the machine learning is actually combination of your computer science, data mining, statistics, and finally in the merger between these three technologies, the concept of machine learning, artificial intelligence is actually there. So because of that, it is having a mathematical unit. The computer's fundamental base is mathematics. So the logic computation is actually a integral part of the artificial intelligence. So this is the general layman understanding. You are giving the input, set of rules are there in, we are applying to the database, and based on that, this set of rules are nothing but the algorithms. On the database, whatever we are having, we are putting set of rules or algorithms. Based on that, it is going to give the output, and this output is the prediction. So based on the input and based on the output, we are just trying to identify whether this input we are giving, the output whatever we are going to get, whether it is correct or not. So this machine learning can be considered as a kind of black box method, right? Inside the mechanism, whatever things are they are going to perform by the system, that is sometimes unknown to us. We know about the input, we know about the output. So while talking about much more details in terms of the machine learning, right, it is actually providing the capability of automatically learning process to the machines based on the experience without being explicitly programmed. And the major target, which is concerned about the design and development of useful algorithms, or you can consider those as intelligent algorithms that allows the system to learn from historical data. For training the system, we need to give a large amount of data, and based on that, system is going to infer about the conditions. That is the reason it was also called as logic programming. It is going to check about the logic whatever you are giving. Based on that logic, in future something happens to the system, you are asking some data, you are giving some data, asking a value, system is going to predict the thing based on the training whatever you have provided. So the machine learning is based on the idea that machines can learn from experience, right? Past data or identification of pattern for making any kind of business decision or any kind of decision. So these are designed in such a way that they can learn and improve their performance automatically. Every time you don't have to tell them, you have to just give you have designed the algorithm, you have given the input. Now every time system is automatically predicting and giving you the output. If the output is correct, you can take it. If the output whatever you are getting is not correct, you can again go back to the system, it will again predict some values for you. Now, so it is based on the methodology how you have trained the system, it is going to generate values for you in form of output. So machine learning helps in discovering patterns of data. So machine learning is using not only in terms of pattern, but finding out new solutions to a particular problem. Is there like how a particular patient can behave right now? COVID pandemic is in the hype, right? So how a patient, the scientific community, the research community has developed a simulation system like which drug, based on which kind of patient, if this drug is going to be given, what will be the reaction of the patient. They are going to generate that thing with the help of artificial intelligence. They are developing this, they have developed this thing, they have actually utilized, and some of the organizations are working on this kind of methodology. For example, like John Hopkins University, they are working with this kind of methodology, right? Automated simulation of clinical drugs, for not only for COVID, for various other diseases also they are trying to use this pattern. Now, while talking about the machine learning, it is actually having three parts. Machine learning is having three integral parts. One is called as supervised learning, right? Supervised learning, as the name suggests, supervise. Somebody is supervising. So here we are just providing pre-labeled data to train the system. Like we have given an image and what that image represents. We have given samples of apple in various kind of apple figures have been given to the system, and based on that, whenever a new image I am giving now, the let the system predict whether it can treat it as apple or some other thing, right? So supervised learning means a supervisor is there, like your for example your assignments, your course, faculty is teaching you, and based on the teaching, based on your understanding, in examination university is asking you questions, and if your training is proper, if you have understood the concepts well during your class teaching, definitely you the proper solution for the thing. So while talking about the supervised learning, it is having methodologies called as classification, regression. These are the methodologies which are used in supervised learning concept. Apart from that, if I talk about the unsupervised learning, this is the second part of your machine learning. So here we are giving non-labeled data set, right? Organizes to predict new outcome, like uh, in the supervised learner supervised learning concept, we are going to train the system, right? And based on that, it is going to tell the values. In unsupervised learning, we are not training the system. From the environment, system is trying to understand the pattern, and from that, whenever a new element is coming, it needs to find out which particular group this particular item will go. And while talking about the unsupervised learning, the classical example is clustering problem. So clustering means grouping of items, and how this grouping is done based on various kind of distance parameters called as mean Koski distance, Euclidean distance, etc. So based on, they are just in this clustering methodology, a particular item is selected first, and based on that, it is going to be checking with whatever be the nearest closest item in that particular item surrounding. It is going to take the form of cluster for those items. So apart from this unsupervised and supervised learning, another methodology is there known as the reinforcement learning. It is actually a feedback mechanism, feedback to the algorithm, whether whatever algorithm it is going to, whatever output it is going to give, whether giving correct output or wrong output. If it is giving correct output, it is fine. If it is giving wrong output, we are going back again to again train the system, and based on that, it will give the thing. Like a particular child is going to uh, child gets the feedback on the job when a particular item is done or not. So the concept of this reinforcement learning is actually reward recognition. Reward you are giving if a particular work is done properly by the system. That is the methodology used. So machine learning is having three parts: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. Apart from this, what are the major advantages and disadvantages of machine learning? First, we are going to discuss about the advantages. It makes human computer interaction easier. Nowadays, we are surrounded with n number of smart devices, and how these smart devices are actually performing. They are actually working with the methodologies of artificial intelligence, machine learning. Somehow they are working with these all things. It relatively, these methodologies relatively simple to integrate. It will distinguish products from others. It increases the satisfaction of customer, and it will improve simple intelligent system. Expert system is actually part of your artificial intelligence based systems. Now, let's see about the applications of artificial intelligence. So, its application you can consider in n number of domains. Is its application is there, right? So, few of them are in terms of medical diagnosis, or in terms of data mining, bioinformatics, speech or handwriting recognition. That means text or speech recognition, product categorization, inertial measurement unit, and information retrieval. These are some of the applications possible based on the concepts of your machine learning. Now, let's quickly see about the data mining methodology. So this data mining methodology is actually closely related with the concepts of machine learning, because all the algorithms, whatever you are using in terms of the machine learning, whether it is classification, clustering, right, supervised, unsupervised learning, all are actually working similar to that of your data mining. They are actually working with both data mining and machine learning. So that is the reason we can consider data mining is more close to that of your machine learning concept. So while talking about the data mining, there is a concept called as data mining process is also called as KDD. The simplest understanding of KDD is knowledge discovery in database. We are having a huge amount of data. All data is not going to give us important information. We are trying to find out of the whole set of data, which is the most important thing, which is the most important pattern, or what is the most important information coming out of the data. So this method is called as, it is a non-trivial process of identifying valid, right, valid data. They are trying to identify valid set of information, followed by novel and potentially useful and ultimately understandable pattern of data. This description is given by Fayyad. The application of this data mining concepts or KDD concepts are used in terms of whether it is a retail industry like market basket analysis. Whenever you are going to a particular shopping mall, generally you are seeing categorization of products, right? Where the product, where the place where vegetables are kept, near to that you will see the fruits are also kept at the same place. The place where generally milk is kept, at the same place butter and cheese, these all things you will find. You will definitely not find your milk is there in the same place where your beer is also there, right, or wine is also there. Although both the things are kept in cold place, but still the arrangement is different. So that arrangement understanding, what is the behavior of customer, how customer is actually segregating items, what is the kind of shopping customers are usually doing, based on that the products are categorized accordingly. So that kind of categorization is actually done with the help of a methodology called as market basket analysis, which is also the methodology used is association rule mining. Okay. So apart from that, in the finance, in the customer relationship management, CRM, the data mining is used. How to maintain relationship with customer, who are the customers who have already taken items. Sorry for the interruption caused. So while talking about the finance sector, it is also having lots of use of the data mining concept, like fraud detection. Who can tentatively cause fraud to a particular organization, or what is the credit ranking of a particular user, right? These all things need lots of data that needs to be analyzed for giving the information. So manufacturing sectors are also using the concepts of data mining while troubleshooting or optimization methodology. In medical diagnosis also, this kind of application of the data mining concepts are used, because the gene segregation or gene characterization, these all need huge lot amount of data to process and tell the pattern. In telecommunication industry, the quality of services and other optimization strategies again need lots of data. And again, when lots of data is in the picture, definitely some methodology, intelligent methodology need to be incorporated for working and finding out the useful information out of the whole set of information. In terms of web mining, the search engine optimization methodologies are using the concepts of web mining, right? They are actually using the concept of data mining. It is again an integral part of the web mining, is again an integral part of data mining concept only. Bioinformatics, they are also using. So that is the reason actually machine learning is closely considered as related to the data mining concepts. Already we have covered this thing. Now, while talking about the growth of machine learning, it is actually a machine learning is a preferred approach to either. While talking about machine learning, lots of things are there, whether it is computer vision, these are parts actually, these are the application areas where the concepts of machine learning can be incorporated, whether it is a natural language processing, it is speech recognition, handwriting recognition, text recognition, image recognition, or medical outcome analysis, control mechanism of the robots, or computer vision, computational biology. These all are actually part of the machine learning. Right? These are actually somehow incorporating the concepts of machine learning. Now, the trend is actually considered as, by using the concepts of machine learning in 2050, a tentative as per the research done by Gartner, by 2050 we can be using so many intelligent devices, that means we are actually getting surrounded only by the intelligent devices. And how the intelligent devices are going to use, whether it is smart traffic, whether it is smart vehicle, whether it is smart card, everything is using somehow the concepts of the artificial intelligence, machine learning concepts and all. So these are all actually some of the, in near future, if you consider the growth of artificial intelligence, machine learning concept can be considered in a tremendous rate. Right. So these types of machine learning I already discussed here. The same concept was again given. In the context of artificial intelligence, machine learning, supervised learning is a type of system in which both input and desired outputs are given. Input and output data are labeled for classification to provide a training. That means we are giving both the input and what will be the prospective or desired output we are expecting. Now, based on the output, expected output, and the input, system is training itself to find out whether some new pattern is coming, how to identify that thing. That is the mechanism they are using in terms of the supervised learning. So while talking about supervised learning, some of the example are the methodologies which are using supervised learning concept are support vector machine, logistic regression, classification. Right. Apart from that, while talking about the unsupervised, the examples of your supervised learning, like prediction of future cases, right? Predicting or extraction of knowledge, right? Finding out which rules need to be put on a particular data and what kind of outcome we are going to get. Next one is either compression rule, how to explain the data, how to tentatively explain the data, or outlier detection in terms of exception, right? That is how to find out the fraud based on the data, based on various users profile, based on their credit ranking, based on their debit ranking, based on their loan approval status, how to find out whether a person can do fraud with the company or not. So these are some of the general purpose uses taken with the help of the supervised learning concept. Now, while talking about the unsupervised learning, there's a methodology. You are going to allow the model to work on its own to find out information. You are not telling this is, you are initially not giving both the input and output. You are only giving the input, and based on the understanding, right? Based on the understanding, based on the algorithm, whatever you are providing and input you are providing, system is going to find out the information for you. So in this algorithm, it allows to perform various complex kind of tasks which is not able to be done with the help of supervised learning. Although this unsupervised learning can be more unpredictable compared with other natural learning methods. This is kind of complex to identify the pattern, because you are just providing the input, and the algorithm, based on the input whatever you are providing, it is going to understand the pattern and it is going to give you the value. Like for example, association, rule mining, and clustering, these are the methods which are actually using the concepts of unsupervised learning. Unsupervised is nothing but no supervisor is there, understanding is there, methodology you told, understanding you have given, now you have to do the thing, right? Like for example, we are training you while talking about the supervised learning. A teacher is teaching you, right? That is considered as supervised learning. But if the training is proper in terms of unsupervised learning, when you are giving examination, your teacher has already trained you the things, but based on the training, based on the understanding, how you are going to apply in the real time example, real time scenario, that needs to be considered in the concepts of unsupervised learning. Apart from that, while talking about the unsupervised learning, like customer segmentation in customer relationship management, image compression, or bioinformatics, like these areas, the unsupervised learning methodologies are used. This clustering methodology is nothing but grouping of similar kind of item in a particular group, right? That is association, similar kind of item. Now, while talking about the reinforcement learning, it is nothing but reward-based methodology, no supervision, right? What action should an agent take will be depending on the particular situation, what you are giving to the particular agent. So your understanding will be how good it is actually performing the application. Like if you play the chess game with a computer, it is using the concept of your reinforcement learning method. Whatever moves you are actually giving, computer is trying to analyze what will be your next move. Based on that, the computer is uh, uh, giving its own moves. Whatever move you are giving, computer can automatically analyze what will be your next move, what will be the possible next move. Based on that, it is actually performing the thing. So that is the reason, whenever in general day-to-day computer freely available chess games, if you play 10 games, nearly 5 or 6 games computer will win, the general users are going to win 2 3. This is the general probability. It might vary based on the understanding of people. So chess game is the example one can consider for the reinforcement learning. Based on the action, what will be the behavior of the agent, it is purely depending on that. Apart from that, there is another concept called as semi supervised learning,
Right. In this type of methodology, algorithms are trained upon a combination of both. Here, for training purpose, we are using both labeled and unlabeled data. And the combination we are trying to give over here is very small amount of labeled data, more amount of unlabeled data, large amount of unlabeled and small amount of labeled data. So based on that, we are going to, the system is going to understand what could be the possible scenario for this. Here the basic procedure is generally the programmer will first cluster the programmer will cluster similar data using an unsupervised learning methodology, and then based on the existing data, labeled data, they are trying to uh, identify what could be the possibility. So the typical use case real-time scenario of such type of algorithm has a common property, like the acquisition of unlabeled data will be relatively cheap while labeling the said data. So this semi-supervised learning is like kind of speech analysis. The methodology which actually uses this semi-supervised learning concept are the speech analysis or content classification, web content classification. Now let's see about the now till now we have actually seen about what are the possible considerations, what are the things, what are the major concepts in terms of machine learning and artificial intelligence, and how the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and how this machine learning is linked with the concepts of data mining. Now we are going to see about the application areas of machine learning in a detailed way. So while talking about this application, the first example what we can generally use in daily scenarios are like Siri, Alexa, or Google Now. These are some of the most popular example of personal assistant, virtual personal assistant. So they assist in finding a certain information when asked over with your voice. They are identifying the voice, and based on that, they are performing the activities. All you need is to activate them and ask about a particular concept. Like if you are using Alexa, you have to tell, "Hey Alexa, tell me this thing." Immediately, Alexa will tell you the particular questions, answer whatever you are asking. Like, what is my schedule today? Hey Alexa, what is my schedule today? And based on that, it is going to tell if you have planned something. Like they have given an example, what is my schedule for today, or what are the flights from Germany to London, etc. So for answering this kind of question, the Alexa is checking out for the information. It tries to understand and recalls about any previous kind of related questions have you asked, or it sends information. Either they are going to immediately tell you the options, or they are also going to notify you with the information whatever you have requested for. Like for example, if you want to put a particular instruction, like set an alarm for 6 a.m. next morning, immediately Alexa is going to put your alarm on, or on that particular time slot whatever you have mentioned. Apart from this, Google Now, Siri, and Alexa, other applications are prediction, like traffic prediction or online transport network prediction. These are all the methodologies. Actually real time they are using the concepts of machine learning, like the traffic prediction, GPS methodology is using this traffic machine learning concept for telling about the traffic of a particular current location or a particular space where you are actually trying to uh, check the scenario. So the data is then used to build whatever data it is having from managing from the central server. It is taking the data and it is going to map it on the current traffic scenario, right? While this helps in preventing the traffic and does congestion analysis, The underlying problem is that there are less number of cars that are equipped with GPS. And till now, also very few devices are there which are using the GPS thing. But this GPS is actually fetching the data from the central server. It takes the data and immediately maps it on the scenario, on the particular location specific scenario, whatever you have given, and based on that, it is going to help you out to provide more detailed information about the route through which you are going to be it is going to take less time or less traffic, and all these all information can be shared. So your GPS is using again the concepts of machine learning. Whether you are going to use the online transportation network, they are also using the concepts of machine learning, like booking a cab with application like Pathao you are using. So they are actually incorporating some of the machine learning activities, and based on that, they are trying to identify what will be the price of that particular travel, right? What is the peak time when maximum number of requests the drivers are getting? These all things will be understood, identified based on the entire cycle, based on the understanding of the concepts of few of the machine learning things. Apart from that, the video surveillance methodologies are using the concepts like single person monitoring multiple video cameras. It is kind of difficult, so rather than doing that kind of difficult job, computers are trained in such a way that in case a particular camera is displaying some kind of unethical behavior or some kind of fishy behavior, automatically all cameras started focusing on the thing, and it will uh, inform to the nearest police station this is the particular behavior happening at this particular place. So this video surveillance is very common nowadays. Nowadays, generally people are using CCTVs in their homes, right, in their offices for checking about what kind of certain behavior people are doing, right? So this CCTV and all is actually taking the concepts of this machine learning thing. Apart from this, the social media services are also using these concepts of machine learning. Like, for example, earlier, whenever you are uh, putting an image in the particular Facebook, they are asking about who are the people along with you. You can tag the persons who are along with you. But nowadays, right, the Facebook is advanced their methodologies in so efficiently, like you just click a picture with your friend and try to post it, automatically it will tag the person if that person is existing in your friend list. So this behavior is nothing but they are actually using the concepts of machine learning, right? Human image classification process, and based on that they are doing this thing. So you just give a normal scenario, you just click a image of a scenario, right, and put it in Facebook, try to upload it in Facebook. Immediately they are going to identify which place it is based on the image pattern, right? So these are all the concepts actually they are using with the help of machine learning. Face recognition system using the same thing. Now in Google Map, the pin concept is there. You drag a pin and put it on a particular place, and based on that, it is going to identify how much is the distance, which is the shortest route, right? How you are going to, how many routes are there out of that, which one is the most effective to go. These all are actually coming as part of the machine learning scenarios. Now, the daily utilization of machine learning, which we are actually seeing, is the email and spam filtering. Automatically, some kind of different kind of domain name, or sometimes some different kind of email you are receiving, automatically it is not coming in your inbox, but instead it is directly going to your spam folder. That means Gmail has identified some kind of fishy behavior in that email, and based on that they are actually putting the thing in the spam folder. So there are various kind of spam filtering approaches are there that generally the email clients and email service providers are using. So when rule based thing, if we talk about, so the multi-layer perceptron concept or the decision tree methodology, right, these are some of the methodologies that are actually used in the spam filtering, email spam filtering methodology. So nearly 3,25,000 malwares are detected everywhere, and each piece of code is exactly 90 to 98% similar, but still some differences are there from the previous version. So the system are trained, the systems nowadays are used in such an advanced kind of training has been given to the system that they are going to identify the difference between this 2 to 10% variation immediately, easily. Right. That is actually the capability of machine learning to perform the things. Once you train the thing, automatically it starts behaving based on the training whatever you have provided. Apart from that, the customer support, right? Online customer support. These are the another methodologies used in the system. The IVR system, whatever you are using. Number of websites nowadays provide this chat, online chat support system, right? Online customer support. There, whenever in particular shopping website or some website you go, there is right side or left side you will get a chat option. You ask certain question. If that question, that means if those keywords, whatever you are asking as a question, if it is present in the knowledge base of the system, right, it immediately going to respond you. Nobody is doing the response, the computer is sending the response based on whatever information it is having on that particular keyword, right? So this is the methodology. Again, this chatbot concept is again a artificial intelligence machine learning concept. So nowadays you will see nearly whether it is a shopping website, whether it is any educational website, whether it is any kind of entertainment website, they are using this chatbot thing. You ask queries, right, they will reply to you if the particular keyword matches their knowledge base, their stored information, if it is matching with the stored information. Apart from this, the search engine methodologies are actually using Google or any kind of Bing, Yahoo. They are all actually using for content refining content. They are using the concepts of machine learning, artificial intelligence. Every time you give a particular search, the algorithm at the back end, it is going to check you and provide responses whichever is the most appropriate based on the query whatever you have given, right? So these search engines are also using the concepts of your machine learning somehow. Apart from that, the product recommendation system, this methodology in any kind of website or app. Suppose in Amazon, you are searching about a particular rice cooker, maybe 5, 7 times you have searched about a rice cooker. Next time, whenever you will open the search bar, automatically it will first show you, whenever it opens the home page of Amazon, it will show you more recommendation in terms of rice cooker than that of any other thing. So this kind of recommendation is actually based on whatever previous search you have done. This recommendation system is also a part of your artificial intelligence concepts only. Online fraud detection, like the methodologies which are used by your PayPal or any other websites, they are also taking the help of machine learning to understand and provide better methodologies and to safeguard you from cyber security or cyberspace, money trafficking things, networks and all. So like PayPal is using this machine learning for providing protection against any kind of money fraud you are going to do. So whatever you are doing with the help of PayPal, you can consider it is going to a safe channel only, right, between any kind of buyer and seller. So the safe channel will be guaranteed by the help of machine learning they are utilizing and to provide the services. Now, this is a small example how the association rule is actually going to work in the concepts of your machine learning. So this is the example considered as the market basket analysis. So in terms of this market basket, or in terms of your this association rule mining, it is actually trying to find out association between two items. Now, if the item list is very small, out of these five examples, you can immediately tell like bread and milk are the most commonly used items. In general, we can tell this thing because the list is very small. But what happens if 1 lakh records you are having similar kind of thing, bread milk, bread diaper, diaper beer, beer egg, similar kind of thing is there? In that case it will be difficult for a normal user to find out the values. So in that case they are going to use the computers to find out this thing. They are going to help you out by using the methodologies known as association rule mining to find out the association between items in market basket analysis. Apart from that, while talking about the classification, suppose there is a particular condition, two groups are over there. One is a high risk scenario. So how they are identifying, the y-axis is telling about the savings of a person and x-axis is telling about the income they are making. So how the credit ranking will be, credit scoring or ranking will be identified, it must be between low risk and high risk customers income and saving in a equilibrium state. It must be going. That means you have to train the system. If income is a particular range and saving at a particular range, then low risk else high risk. You have considered this particular scenario you have given. Now system will try to analyze who are the persons matching the criteria. Whoever is having a particular income and they are having a particular amount in the saving, immediately they will be given in the lower risk zone. And apart from that, whoever person data is there in the system, it is going to characterize in a high risk zone. In case your income is higher and your saving is less, you are going to be in the high risk zone. So this is the way how the classification mechanism is going to work in terms of your data whatever you are providing. You have to just give the model. What is the model? If income is this and saving is this, then this condition. So if then rules, your classification is purely based on the conditions of if and then, if then rule. Apart from that, applications which are used using the concepts of classification are the face recognition system. Nowadays in laptops, in advanced laptops, they are having the face recognition system. How they are identifying the thing? They are checking your eyelids, right, pupils, then your size of the chin, right, cheek. Based on that, nose, and based on that they are going to identify whether you are the same person. If you are coming, if your data is given in the system as a normal user without spec, and right now if you are coming by wearing a spec, whether the system is able to identify your face or not. That is the main thing in terms of facial recognition. A normal user has given their image and suddenly the person is growing their beard. So what will happen if they come in front of the system, whether the system is able to identify the particular person or not? That is the methodology used in face recognition. Apart from that, in terms of character recognition system, trying to identify the handwriting pattern or handwriting style. Speech recognition system, who is telling, they are trying to identify the voice, they are trying to identify who is telling the thing. In terms of medical diagnosis, they are trying to identify what kind of disease is it. based on the historic past data, whatever they are having. Whenever new symptoms they are giving, system will tell, okay, these are the symptoms. They are going to check, okay, this will be the disease then. So this is the way they are actually using. Now web advertisement, whatever be your behavior in using search engines and all, or what kind of web ads you have seen, based on that, whatever kind of ad or product you have seen in your Amazon, suppose you have opened Amazon in a browser, and in the same browser Facebook you have opened, you search some items in Amazon, and after that you close that particular tab, you come back to, you came back to Facebook, and there you just refresh the page, immediately whatever contents you have searched in Amazon, that will be coming at the right side as ad. So this ad behavior is actually using the concepts of web mining, right? Based on that, the systems are providing you the ads. Now this is the face recognition. You can face recognition identification. The upper four images are from different postures. Out of that, when this system is going to be trained using these four faces, and whenever in the test image they are giving these faces, the system must identify the first image, because that actually maps with the person over there. So how this thing is happening? It is with the help of artificial intelligence. They are checking the uh, size of the face, right? Size of forehead, then what is the side view. They're keeping, systems are keeping all the measurement with them, and based on that they are trying to identify. They have saved the previous pattern. If their training is proper, if they have understood the pattern properly, definitely during testing they are going to give this thing properly. Now, apart from that, there is a methodology named as prediction. You are trying to predict a particular value. So the inbuilt methodology which is used for this prediction thing is the regression analysis. You are trying to identify price of a used car. So here the formula given is y equal to wx by w naught. So here x is nothing but the car's attribute, y is nothing but the price. You are trying to identify the price based on the car's attribute, right? So here the model is based on y equal to g of x by theta. So here g is the model and theta are the parameters. So based on the car's parameter and based on the car's model, you are trying to identify what will be the price of the car. This is just an example. So you can consider x is giving as the mileage and y is giving as the price. So how the mileage and price are mapping with each other, and how you can predict what could be the price of a particular car based on the model and various attributes whatever the car is having, you are going to work. So apart from that, there is a methodology called as dimensionality reduction. While talking about this variable selection, the data are often too high dimensional for methods used. So the computation time sometimes require can be much more based on the type of training you are going to give. So this dimensionality reduction is also done with the help of machine learning nowadays. So likewise, you can consider machine learning is used in all the areas, whether it is your uh, finance, whether it is banking, healthcare, or any kind of industry, whatever you are having, they are going to use those concepts. Now, few more things are there. The neural networking concept. This is purely the most efficient and effective way of working with the systems, right? Based on the input and fixing out the hidden layers, you are going to get the outputs. So the inputs may vary, the hidden layers may vary, but based on that, based on the approximation of the thing, it is going to tell you how the output will be, what will be the possible output. So this kind of hidden layers are generally very much useful when you are having a very huge tremendous amount of data set. In that case, if you are putting neural networks, right, So in that way, they are going to perform very better. They are going to provide you more appropriate results. So likewise, lots of more things are there, like improvement in the hidden layer pruning. These are some of the advanced concepts: pruning of the hidden layer, or regularization, popular and fast, proper regularization of the values, GPU acceleration and parallelization. These are some of the advanced concepts coming as part of the neural networks. Now, this product categorization, as I explained earlier, they are using the methodologies of machine learning to categorize and analyze what kind of product you are going to give, or whatever product you are giving, in which particular category they are falling. Apart from this, this IMU system using supervised learning, it is going to identify the important points of the person, how their movement will be, and based on that, the simulation will be created for similar kind of persons by the system, how in a particular environment, on a particular environment, how a person is going to react. Right? These are the things, these are the simulation used in terms of various movies and all. You have seen this IMU system, right? They are creating this kind of methodologies. The motion detection technology, again using the concepts of artificial intelligence, right? Based on your movement, the systems are going to perform the activities. Apart from that, there are some, like the motion capture technology is having advantage. Whatever motion, whatever movement you are doing, it is going to identify. It is having significant disadvantages also, like specific hardware and specialized softwares are required for this motion sensor thing, and sometimes the hardware or software is kind of costly. Now camera field of view is necessary. More space is required every time. Whatever motion sensor activity you are going to do, it is actually storing some information, or it is using some space, and maybe system is not capable to provide that much space. Or calibration or manipulation while recording data, sometimes more calibration can be seen. Or proper lighting condition is required. In dark condition, this motion detection is not going to work properly, right? We require more than one camera sometimes for accuracy, and again maybe HD cameras are required rather than normal day-to-day camera and all. So these can be considered as the possible disadvantages of the motion capture. So these are the IMU units considered for understanding the movement, how a human being is doing. So some other more description about the inertial measurement unit. These things can be skipped. Data mining already explained. Now, in terms of medical diagnosis, the machine learning is used nowadays in various kind of things, whether it is healthcare, from disease diagnosis, prognosis, multiple things can be done with the help of these advanced technologies. Right? Like it is medical diagnosis means understanding and identifying disorder in a particular person, and how the machine learning is used. It is trying to identify, based on the computer, it is trying to identify the symptoms, and based on that it is going to tell about what kind of disease a particular person will have, based on the historic training, based on the historic data training, whatever you have provided to the system. Right? Like these are the accuracies while using, trying to identify various kind of disease based on the historic uh, training whatever you have provided to the system. Like maybe in classifying a particular tumor, maybe the physicians are taking 42% accuracy, but your computers are giving 49% accuracy. Same with that of your breast cancer, maybe physicians are taking 64% accuracy, 64% time they are correctly predicting. But system, by using a algorithm, artificial intelligence based intelligent algorithm, maybe it is going to predict 78% accuracy, followed by in terms of thyroid, physicians may be identifying with 65% accuracy, maybe system with a particular algorithm identifying 70%. So likewise, in terms of the medical industry, it is giving more impact and more application in all the sectors they are using. But wide usage of machine learning or artificial intelligence concept in healthcare or medical industry is very much growing day per day. Okay, so likewise, things are there, multiple things are there. And apart from that, any kind of based on the performance, a particular algorithm is going to be selected. Transparency of diagnostic knowledge, understanding and able to take decisions based on the particular scenario, ability of algorithm to reduce the number of tests. These are all some of the parts that are going to be considered while selecting any kind of algorithm in terms of providing for getting better understanding by the machines. So today we are going to stop by over this. Now, if anyone is having any kind of questions, they can ask me related to the topics what I have taken in this particular. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Thank you, Jyoti sir. I think
Yes, sir.
I've asked them to, uh, allowed them to ask you questions. If they have any, they can ask. And I have also pasted the feedback link in the chat. So please provide your feedback using that Google form, right? And your e-certificate will be provided to you within 24 hours. So any questions? Anybody? Okay. I think nobody has any questions. Deepak wants to ask something. Deepak?
So artificial intelligence mainly Python यूज होता है और अदर लैंग्वेज भी यूज होता है वो बनाने के लिए.
Yes, not only Python, but for machine learning, various kind of things are used. Whether it is your MATLAB, whether it is your Python, whether it is your R, even Java can be used for machine learning operations. But lots of libraries are required to work with Java. Because of that, people are not considering Java, but instead they are considering Python, because Python is having a huge lot of libraries and binaries to work with the work with the machine learning related things. So apart from this, for working with machine learning thing, there are other languages. Machine learning is not only in terms of artificial intelligence, is not only by using some Python, MATLAB and all. Apart from that, the main concept of artificial intelligence is logic programming. So while talking about the logic programming, there are classical methods which are used, classical softwares which are generally used. Like you might search in internet, you will get a software named as Lisp, LISP, or Prolog. These are the classical softwares used for logical programming, and logical programming is the integral part of your artificial intelligence thing. I guess I am able to answer the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, most
Anybody?
welcome.
Anybody else has any questions?
Okay.
Okay.
Then shall I
Yeah.
stop, sir?
Yes. I think then we can
Okay.
stop the seminar. Uh, I'd like to thank Jyotirmoy for taking
Yes, sir.
taking out some time for us from
My
his precious pool of time.
my
Right?
my pleasure, sir. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you, Jyotirmoy, and thank you everyone for joining
Yes.
us.
Yes.
And we are going to have
Okay.
another seminar, another webinar on 27th of December by Mr. Prem Bhaskar. That will be uploaded on our website, right? You can register for that. And I think that will be all for today. Thank you everyone for joining.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jyotir sir, once again for giving your time.
My pleasure, sir. Okay. I'm leaving now.
Right.
Thank you all.